All right, today we're going to challenge a core belief that most of us have about personal growth. I mean, what if the key to becoming truly exceptional wasn't about fixing all your flaws, but about something totally different? We're going to explore that powerful shift from just being competent to achieving real distinction. So let's just start with a quick thought experiment, okay? Think back to your last performance review, or really any chat you've had about your professional development. What got most of the airtime? Was it a celebration of your biggest wins? Or was it, a detailed plan to tackle your areas for improvement? Yeah, for most of us, it's always the latter. And if you're nodding along, you're not alone. That instinct to zero in on the improvement areas, that right there, that's what we'll call the weakness trap. It's like this default setting we all have to constantly hunt down our flaws, believing that's the only real path to getting better. It's almost a reflex, isn't it? In our jobs, in our personal lives, we're just conditioned to believe that the path to success is paved by fixing what's broken. But here's the thing, that approach has a built-in ceiling. Sure, fixing what's broken might make us adequate, but it almost never, ever makes us extraordinary. And this is exactly where the strength-based leader model comes in and just flips the script. It challenges this whole default mode and asks a pretty radical question. What if the most powerful path to growth is actually hiding somewhere else entirely? Well, that path is all about unlocking the power of your strengths. The core idea is actually super simple, but it's a game changer. True excellence doesn't come from being a jack of all trades. Nope, it comes from becoming a master of the things you're already naturally good at. Okay, let's really dig into this, because this slide lays out the two paths perfectly. On the left, you've got the weakness trap. Your goal is fixing flaws, and the absolute best you can hope for is just basic competence. You become adequate. But on the right, when you focus on strengths, the goal totally changes. You're not fixing anymore, you are magnifying. And the outcome? Well, that's where you find that extraordinary, standout leadership. So here's the crucial takeaway. Moving beyond just good enough isn't about sanding down all your rough edges until you're a perfect barring spear. It's about taking your sharpest, most effective tools, your natural talents, and honing them to a razor's edge. Now, I know what you might be thinking. So I should just ignore all my weaknesses then? And that is a totally fair question. The answer is no, not entirely. There are very specific times when a weakness absolutely has to be addressed. And the concept for this is called a necessary fix. Think of it this way. This isn't just some minor flaw we're talking about. This is a weakness so critical that it's either stopping you from doing your basic job, or, and this is the really important part, it's actively sabotaging one of your greatest strengths. So how do you know if you've got a necessary fix on your hands? Well, you look for these three signs. First, does it get in the way of a key strength? For example, let's say you're a brilliant strategist, but your inability to communicate your ideas makes all that brilliance totally useless. Second, does it risk derailing your leadership altogether? And third, does it just flat out prevent you from getting your job done? If you're saying yes to any of those, you have to deal with it. Okay, so once you've handled any of those necessary fixes, how do you actually start the real journey, the one that leads to distinction? Well, it's a deliberate, four-step process. This slide here, it's basically the roadmap. It all starts when you consciously examine your focus and decide to step out of that weakness trap. Then you move on to discover what your unique talents actually are. And a great way to start is just to ask yourself, what activities give me energy versus what totally drains it? What do people always compliment me on? That's where your strengths are hiding. The third step is the most active one. You have to deliberately magnify those strengths through practice. And the final result? You elevate your performance to a whole other level. And let me be clear, this isn't just some nice-sounding theory. This four-step process is the actual practical pathway that separates the truly memorable leaders from the ones who are just competent. Ultimately, this whole journey leads you to discover your unique leadership signature. It's really about defining excellence on your own terms, based on the incredible value that only you can bring to the table. I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the entire philosophy so perfectly. See, focusing on weaknesses is a defensive game. You're just playing not to fail. But focusing on strengths, that's an offensive game. You're taking something that's already a work of art, your talent, and you're turning it into an absolute masterpiece. Just let that sink in for a second. We're so often told to work on the things we're bad at. But this idea flips the script completely. The place where you can make the biggest leap, the area with the most explosive potential for growth, is the very thing you are already great at. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a direct call to action. Just for a moment, forget about your flaws. Think about what makes you uniquely effective. What is that one strength that, if you poured just a little bit of energy into it this week, could start moving you from simply competent to truly distinct?